Hey, this is Kevin, Big Bear Performance. Just want to go over how to install an axle lock on a bagger model real quick. It's very straightforward. This is the cam mechanism on an axle. If you really rev your motor up and then really apply a lot of pressure to the back wheel by dropping the clutch hard, like to do a wheelie or just to take off fast or do a burnout, more than likely after a few times this axle is going to want to spin, and as it spins it becomes looser and looser as it's on this cam adjuster. So what I've come up with is this axle lock, and what it does is it fits over the head of the axle just like that, and as you can see it lines up with the shock mount. And so what we do, it's very simple. We put this right here. We go ahead and we supply you with this spacer here. That's going to go behind the shock because we've just bought the shock out this much right here, the thickness of the axle lock. So we're going to go ahead and put that washer there. We're going to go ahead and install this here. I like to put a thin washer behind the shock here just so that it protects the aluminum axle lock from getting gouged on. And that's it, you install it, and that axle will never come loose because it cannot rotate forward to come loose. And it works really, really well. We've sold a lot of these and I've done a lot of testing and they work excellent. And that's how you install the axle lock. If it's not lining up for you in one position, you can flip it over and put it wherever you like. There's a lot of options here. Do you see that? See that? I like this one here because it can't rotate any further forward. And that's just going to bolt right in there. Beautiful. See that? Tighten that up and we're done. Perfect. There you have it as an axle lock. The other side is exactly the same thing if you want to put one on the other side. But typically you only need this left side one to stop the axle from turning and to stop the axle from shifting at all. You only need this one here. And believe you me, this belt, if it's kept tight with this axle lock, you will not strip that belt out. I have done like hundreds and hundreds of wheelies with a belt on a bagger with this axle lock. How I discovered this and why I came up with this idea is I was doing wheelies on a 2016 bagger and all of a sudden my belt stripped out, and I looked at it to find out why did the belt strip out, and it was because the axle came loose, and it continually came loose. And when that comes loose, the teeth on the front sprocket disengage. Instead of having 10-15 teeth fully engaged, taking all the pressure on those 10-15 teeth, when that axle comes loose, the belt disengages off the front pulley, probably half of the teeth, so now you have half of the teeth taking all that pressure, and of course what happens is the teeth fail on the belt. That's why you end up stripping out a belt. So that's how it works. And like I said, do this, you can wheelie with a belt all day long, or burnouts or whatever, and it's going to be really strong because the teeth are fully engaged all the way around both pulleys. And that's it. That's how it works. That's a wrap.